Hi everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at the Warrior RDA. This is a 25 millimeter RDA. It could be run as a single or a dual coil RDA, which I love, love, love. It has so many airflow adjustments. It's crazy. It literally has massive airflow and you can cut it down the way you like it, the way you want it. So I do love options. You know that I love options. I love the design of it. Having just that Warrior on it and nothing else I think is really, really nice. And it comes with a couple of extra other features. So I'm gonna take you down and we're gonna take a look at it, put a build on it, and then we'll come back up. So let's look at the Warrior. So here we are with the Warrior RDA by JMT Elite and Wotofo. This is the packaging it comes in. It says Warrior there, Wotofo's information there, JM Elite. It's also got your scratch off authenticity over here. It's gonna tell you what color yours is. I do have the gunmetal. And then on the back, it's gonna tell you what's inside and any extras that it gives you and a little bit of, you know, other warnings and stuff like that on the box. So once you go into the box, you get to go in the box. Inside the box, you're gonna get the RDA base or deck. You're gonna get the RDA cap. You're gonna get an extra drip tip, which I had this halfway out already because I've already been ripping it up, which honestly, I kinda like better. So I'm gonna show you the both and then I'm gonna probably switch it out. You also get a 510 drip tip adapter, but of course, I can't get it out, so we're gonna leave it in there. Not that I'm gonna use it, but it does come with it. And then you're gonna get 3 baggies of goodies. This one actually has some extra screws in it. It's got your Allen key. It's got this little divider here. This piece here is so that you can actually make this a single coil RDA, which I really think is fantastic that somebody's doing that, because I know of so many people that only like single coil RDAs or like to rock their RDA single coil, but they have to have both airflows open. So this is absolutely amazing. I really like that. It also comes with a regular 510 pin and it comes already pre-installed with the squonk pin. I did go ahead and already take out the squonk pin, so the squonk pin's there, and I put in the regular 510 pin because I am not going to be squonking this. I am going to be dripping it. And then you've got your user manual and it's going to give you some information, some specs, things like that. And it does have a few languages in there. And the other baggie is going to have some juggernaut coils. So if you want to use these, you're more than welcome to. They are made by Wotofo, so everything is from Wotofo. These are 3 millimeter nichrome 80 coils. They ohm out to about a 0.28 for the pair. And then we've got the cotton. Now the cotton, they actually started manufacturing their own organic cotton. And if you notice, these actually have the shoestrings. They actually package them like this now. So I am going to be using this cotton because I've already tried it and I really get good flavor from this cotton, opposed to the other shoestring cotton that I tried on one of my live streams. I really, really like this. So we're going to try that. And then of course, you're going to get your infamous Barbie screwdriver. And another thing I want to shout out to Wotofo is their packaging. I don't know if you remember, but a long time ago, their packaging would say different things that it wasn't. This, not only does it have the Wotofo logo, but the back side, you can actually see what is included in each of the packages. And I want to give a huge shout out because that to me is awesome. Now, I know that it comes with the juggernaut coils. I personally, I'm not a fan of juggernaut, so I'm not going to use these. I'm going to use my own coils that I like to vape with, but there's nothing wrong with these. These are absolutely beautiful coils. And if you like these styles, which I might use them at a later time, so I will be saving them, you're more than welcome to do that because they're absolutely amazing coils. A lot of people do like them and use them. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside, and then we're going to go ahead and look at our RDA. Let's go ahead and start with the top cap. The top cap does have the Warrior logo on it, and then it's got airflow on one side. I know it's going to be hard to see because of the coloring, and airflow on the other side. And there's 24 airflow holes, so you can adjust it and tone it down or put it up or whatever you like. If you like massive airflow, leave them all open. That's the best. It also comes with this removable 810 drip tip. This is that PEI or whatever they're calling it that has like the little grooves in it. I usually like the clear ones or the white ones, but the black ones I'm not a fan of. So I want to use this other one that they actually provided, which I think is absolutely perfect for it. So I'm going to keep that one on. It does come apart like this. I do suggest lubing up your O-rings. After I washed it, I did re-lube it because it does get really, really hard to adjust your airflow because it is a really, really good connection. But with it lubed up, I don't know if you can see that, it actually, the airflow is really, really easy to adjust. So I guess I could show you this up. Wait, there we go. So now I can, adjust it like this, and then you can see it cut down. So you do have a lot of airflow options. Of course, it's got the really, really beefy O-ring in here to hold down your drip tip. I absolutely love this acrylic drip tip that it came with. I think that it's gorgeous, and it just makes it look even better. Okay, over here we've got the deck. This is a 25 millimeter in diameter deck. It does come with the squonk pin in it, but I did go ahead and change it out for the regular 510 for dripping. It does protrude, so you can use this on a hybrid. You've got two beefy O-rings right here, and then you've got this deck. This is a clamp style deck. It's a 4 millimeter juice well, so it's not really a deep juice well, but I mean, it's a good juice well because you can lay your cotton on it, but it's really not deep. I personally prefer them a little bit deeper so I can put more cotton, but I'm going to show you how it wicks up and everything else just like I always do. Of course, on this side, it's going to say JM Elite, and on this side, it's going to say Wotofo. Again, you do have the clamp styles here, so I'm going to go ahead and just unscrew this so that you can see it. Where is the screwdriver I was using? And that is right here in front of my face. That's why I can't find it. Okay, so if you loosen these up, the only thing I am gonna say that I was a little bit disappointed with is the fact that I do like clamp style, but I like the clamp styles that are spring loaded. It just makes life easier. Now, being that it's not spring loaded, which can be a con to some, I do want to mention that they do have like a little lip on them here. I forget what you do, a ramp or whatever you want to call it. So you actually, when you're putting in your coils, you're going to set it right here, and the clamps will automatically lift up. So that is a plus. I mean, if they're not going to include the spring in it, then I think that that's the next best option. So again, all you have to do is just touch it and it lifts right up. So there shouldn't be a problem. But if you do have a problem, just dump it upside down. That'll work too. So we're going to go ahead and put a build on this. I'm just going to put this on my mod so that you can see it up close and personal as we always do it. And I did want to also mention right here, now that it's on here, you can see it a little bit better. Right here, there's a notch, and then right here, there's a notch. On the top cap, there's also a notch right there and another one right there. So it will lock into place to make it easier so that you can get it off of your mod and also adjust your airflow. So that is a huge plus to me. I think every single RDA should come with that, like mandatory now. They spoiled me. So there we go. All right, so for today's coils, I'm going to be using some Coil Clout Fuse Claptons. These are one of my favorite coils from Coil Clout. You can find them at coilclout.com. If you use Wendy 15, you get 15% off. I'll leave all the information for that down below. And take a couple coils. And yeah, these have been my favorite for months now. I want to say at least 6 months. That's all I've been using. So put my coils back in there. That's why I buy them by like the dozens, because I do so many builds and these are the ones that I love. So there we go. I'm actually gonna grab my other screwdriver, which is the one that I like to insert my coils with. Okay, so I found my favorite screwdriver for this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in like this. Again, it does have the clamp styles, but they lift right up. Look at this. That's one side, that's another. It goes right in. That to me is a huge, huge, huge plus. What I'm gonna do is once I get it in the position that I want it, I'm gonna go ahead and just lift up my legs. That just keeps it in place a little bit because I'm gonna go ahead and insert the other one as well. And to me, that makes it easier, but I mean, it's all a matter of build choice. I mean, it depends on what you wanna do, right? So, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this one in. And there we go. And position that one and do the same thing. So I like it right about there. I'll lift these up. It also makes it easier to clip your leads, so that's what I do. So there we go there. I'm gonna push this back a little bit. Take this out. I'm gonna get my legs right up against it to keep them in place, and then just start screwing it down. I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way if you haven't noticed. Okay, put this one there, and this one here. They're really, really smooth screws, by the way. I didn't have any problems. Sometimes you get some RDAs that have like really rough screws, like when you're tightening it down, it's kind of rough or grainy, if you will. These are not by any means. They're really, really nice and smooth. So I get those over there. Let's go ahead and grab some clippers. We're gonna clip them. Now be careful when you're clipping your leads that you're not cutting the one next to it. Really, really important. What you can do in this case is, just to get it out of the way, you can go ahead and just lower down your coils, and that way it'll give you some space so that you can get to your coil legs a little bit easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I have to be careful and quiet, sorry. There we go. There we go, there's one there. Take this one out, do that one upside down. Sorry, I can't breathe when I'm doing this. Oops, cut that little stringy there. There we go, make sure those are there. You always wanna make sure that you don't leave any leads in the deck. That is really, really, really important, because if you do, you can get a short. So please make sure that you're checking that as well. Make sure you get it, and it can't be touching the other coil as well. I like to do things a little bit more difficult than most people. There we go. And now that we've got them all, make sure there's nothing in the deck. That is really, really important. I can't stress how important that is to you. And then we can go ahead and raise up our coils and then start positioning them. Okay, what I'm gonna do also is I'm gonna make sure that I tighten these down a little bit more now that I've been playing with them and I cut my leads, just to make sure that they're nice and tight. You don't wanna overstrip it, but you do wanna make sure that they're nice and tight and that they're not gonna move. And now I can go ahead and mess with my coils. So I'm gonna go ahead and push this over just a little bit more. I want them centered, that's just the way that I like them. And there we go, looking beautiful. Now, I do wanna go ahead and just put my top cap next to it, just to make sure that I've actually got my coils lined up with my airflow. I know it's kind of hard to see because of the color, because I have the dark color, but they are right there. I'm gonna lower it just there. And then right there, because I want the air to go right underneath them. Okay, and a little bit down over here. Yes, OCD always with Wendy builds. Okay, so there we go, nice and even. So we're gonna go ahead and start dry firing them. And let me turn this down. And just start pulsing. Make sure that you have your ceramic tweezers so that you can go ahead and brush out any of your hot spots or pinch your coils, which is also a really good thing to do. Sometimes if they're not heating up evenly, I like to just try to space them out a little bit. And sometimes that helps them grip just a little bit more and a little bit faster. There we go. This is the part that usually takes the most time. It's just heating up the coils. Some people speed through this. I'm just gonna have you sit with me while I have to do it. If I have to do it, you have to do it. There you go, and you can go ahead and lightly strum. You don't wanna like strum them really, really hard because you can ruin the coils. But you can lightly strum them and continue to play with them. And do the same on the others. I'm just trying to get these hot spots out. Hot spots look like little lightning bolts, like that. That's a hot spot. And we want to make sure that those hot spots are out and that it's actually heating up evenly. That's why I take my time to do that, because I do want them to heat up evenly without any hot spots. There's another one. All right, that one's out. A little bit more, and we're almost there. Okay, so we've got them glowing good from the inside out. So let's go ahead and get our cotton. Let that cool down first, and then I'm gonna get the cotton. And of course, we got the beautiful blues. So now for the cotton, I'm just gonna take 2 pieces of this one. And I know that you guys are used to me using my kendo, but after I tried these, I had to show you them because they make life so much easier. So if you notice, it does have like this little shoestring end here. So what you're gonna do is actually put it through your coil. These are made for 3mm coils. So anything smaller than a 3mm is gonna be too tight and I wouldn't recommend it. So 3mm or bigger, like a 3.5 would be perfect. And then you just pull it through. Oops, it's hard for me to grip because of my nails, but just pull it through. There we go. Look how nice that is. And it's already fluffy, which I really, really like. I love fluffy cotton. You know me. You've got to know me by now. And just pull that one through. There we go. To the end. There we go. And then just get your clippers. Little clippers. And I'm going to clip it right about there. Because there's not really a big juice well. So I don't need too much cotton in there. And it's really fluffy cotton, so that's gonna saturate really, really good. And wake up. And this was just, look how fat it looks. I love that. I just thin out just a little bit more. It's that fluffy where you gotta like literally like take a little bit of extra off. I'm gonna fluff this one. I don't care what cotton I use. I always like to fluff it out just a little bit more because I think that it actually absorbs the liquid a little bit better. Even though it's already fluffy for me. Doesn't matter how fluffy you are, I like you fluffier. So there we go, and one more. But if you wanted to, you could just stick that whole thing in there. That's fine too. It's totally up to what you want. This is just the way I do it. I'll cut some of that off there. And we're gonna make sure that these are nice and even. Just because, and look, they look like pretty bow ties. All right, and then all you gotta do is just put it in here. Fits perfect. I mean, it's literally like a perfect amount. I love this. It saves all the guesswork out of anything. So those of you that are like, aren't sure about how much cotton you need to wick or anything like that, these would be a perfect option for you. And I know that I get a lot of comments sometimes like, oh, I don't know if I put too much, too little. That's perfect. And again, just like I did, you can thin it out if you want to, or you can leave it just as thick depending on the atomizer that you're working on. So I definitely recommend those. And I'll leave the link down below where you can get those. Can't remember how much they were because I just use them. I don't buy them. I'm just using them. Not until I go to buy them the next time. Okay, so there we go. All wicked up. Yeah, me and my little ends. And for today's juice, I'm actually going to be using some muffin, royal muffin. This is from my Queen line. This is actually a baked biscuit with a perfect blend of pear and strawberry jam. So it's not just strawberry jam. It's not just pear jam. It's actually like a biscuit with strawberry pear jam, which is not very common. So you know it's got to be yummy. Turn that up, and I'm gonna wet the coils that have the cotton in them because we want to make sure that the cotton is saturated from within the coil. So from the inside out, that's how I do it. That's how I want it. That's how I like it. And let me tell you something. This is like the closest cotton that I like to the kendo. It's literally like my second favorite now. Everybody knows how much I love the kendo. So definitely going to be getting more of this. And it's so much easier. There we go. Just go ahead and wet it and wet it and wet it. And then I love this RDA for this. Just gunk it right down the middle. Look at that. Even though it's only a 4mm juice well, you can still gunk it down the middle. Just don't want to over gunk, but you can gunk it. Make sure that your airflow is open underneath your coils and you are good to go. So let's go ahead and put the top cap on and take it up for a vape. Oh, another thing you might want to do. Make sure that you've got your notches lined up. I got my notch right there, my notch right there. There we go. And it's lined up. Now it's all flat. Okay, all right, so let's go. Before anything, I want to have a vape so that you can see the vapor production. I do have the airflow totally wide open. So let's go ahead and taste it. Okay, I do have this on my Dreamer Mech Mod. I'm going to tell you right now, I love the airflow. I have it wide open and I love airflow. So to me, wide open is perfect. I'm going to cut it down a little bit so that you can see how it is cut down a little bit. I've actually cut it down about 3, 6, there's like 24. So I cut it down about a third of the way. I know it's going to be hard for you to see, but it is a third of the way down. Let's go ahead and have another vape. The flavor just gets better, I promise you. The more that you do that, the more the flavor is going to be. As long as you lube up the O-ring that is in here, it's really, really smooth for you to go ahead and adjust the airflow. So make sure that you lube that up, because when I first tried it, it was really, really hard. Being that there's no knurling on the top for the adjustment, it makes it a little bit more difficult, especially if you don't lube up those O-rings. So I do recommend doing that right away. Otherwise, when you do it, it's got a really good tolerance. It's not too loose and it's not too tight, but you can take it off if you want to. So I do like that. I'm going to go over my cons first, and then I'm going to go over the pros. The cons is, it's kind of a subjective con. For clamp style build decks, I do like the spring loaded. I like them when they just stand up on their own. You don't have to even, you know, slide them in. They're literally open. You just put in your coils and you're done, and you can clamp them down. But the way that they have this set up, they literally slide in. It's super easy. So it's a subjective con, but then again, they made it up by doing the little slide or whatever you want to call that. So I like that. I love the fact, cons. The small juice well. I really wish that there was just a little bit more room, but I do like the fact that they did keep it small, because it keeps the RDA is smaller. It's not like overpowering. It's not too tall. It's not too small. So I like that. Those are basically the main 2 cons that I have on this. I can't find any other con. Oh, and the knurling. That's the only other one. And again, another subjective con. I wish there was a little bit of knurling, so when you are turning it, you have something to grip on rather than like the drip tip with the tip. So I just wish that had it. So other than that, I've got a lot of pros. The pros, first and foremost is going to be flavor. Second is going to be the build deck, because I love open build decks. I love when you have space in the build deck, and to me, this has space. It is a 25mm RDA, but I have space in my build deck. So I can put my fused Claptons, I can put aliens, I can put whatever I want, and you're going to have enough room. And with those clamp spaces as open as they are, you can put in a lot bigger builds. So I really, really like that. Another thing is going to be the airflow. I like the fact that it's got so many different adjustments. You can have it wide open, but it's not the airflow wide open is very airy, but it's not too airy. It reminds me very similar to the Bonza in the way that it kind of restricts it, because it's got little tiny holes. Of course, they're a little bit smaller than the Bonza, but it makes it just a smoother vape, in my opinion. I love the fact that they include this extra drip tip, because I really don't like the other one, which would be a con for me, but not for you, because I don't mind the frosted one like this, but I just don't like it in black. Black to me is not very appealing. So that's the only other thing. So, but I love this one. This one is just absolutely gorgeous. I really, really like this. Another pro is going to be the build quality. The deck is just clean looking. It just looks clean. It looks well built. The screws screw in really, really smooth. The clamps go up right how they're supposed to. That slide in feature is just, it's amazing. It really is. It's easy for you to get in, to clip your leads, to, you know, depending on your build, of course. So I like that. It's got a squonk pin with it. So if you do want a squonk, you do have that option, which is always a pro. It comes with a 510 drip tip adapter, another pro. The looks of it, it just looks clean. It's not overly like too much information on it. It's very, very simple. And I like that. Because to me, the best part about an RDA is going to be the internals. So that's me as a pro. Also, another pro, when you drip down the middle, you don't have to be scared. Like, even though that juice well is small, I can still literally, like, let me take another vape and then I'll drip again. Watch. Like, and it's not going to come out the airflow, so. Let's go ahead and drip. I'm literally just gonna go like this. Nothing at the airflow. Nothing at the airflow. Nothing at the airflow. It literally soaks it right up. So I love that. Another pro to this RDA is the fact that it comes with cottons like this, because I think that these cottons are really good. I've tried other shoestring type cottons, and I'm not going to mention the name, but this one has a much better flavor. That was my whole problem with the other shoestring cotton, was that the flavor wasn't there for me. These have really, really good flavor, so I really like these. And being that you can buy them separately, that's a pro. But I know it's not on the RDA. It just comes with it, so I thought that I would mention it. Other than that, the price is not bad, and it comes with 6 different colors. It comes in black, stainless steel, gunmetal, blue, rainbow, and gold. I would have loved to see the gold. So that's the colors that they come in, and they run about, my VPro has them for $29, I want to say $28.99, and then Wotofo also has them with all the colors, so just in case you can't find the colors, and the prices range from $33.99 to $34.99. But yeah, I love the looks of this. I'm up for the hype. I really am. Super smooth. You heard it? Smooth. Smooth. Cutting it down. Let me just cut it down and just smooth. Very restrictive, but smooth. So I really, really like that about it. I think that that's awesome. Gosh, I don't know. That's it. That's it for this review. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, or my video, of course, you know, the video. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the little bell notification. If it's not on, you want to hit it, because sometimes it does get turned off. Not by me, but by YouTube itself. Sometimes, I don't know, there's something about it. Also, if you want to find me on any of my social media, all the links are going to be down below. I'm on Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and I don't even know. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. All the links are down below. So I will see you on the next one.